Welcome to the channel, everybody. Now today I've got another Scum news, updates and patch notes video for you. So let's get straight into it, shall we? First up, we've got programmers and they are working on a new wristwatch alarm feature. Now this is actually in the game already. We got this with the latest patch and I will go through this on how to use it at the end of the video. Other than that, we've got plenty of bug fixing going on. There's quite a few bugs that cropped up with 0.85 and the team is hard at work getting those sorted for us all. On top of that, they're also working on an inventory and a crafting rework. We've got resolving issues with the master server, another big one here. And I think something that we're all more excited for is working on new NPC type AI. So hopefully soon we'll see things like this come into it. And I can't wait for this because it will give the game so much more. Not only for PvP risk, but also for PvE players as well. I mean, that solo gameplay, that single player gameplay will just open up so much more when NPC and AI really come alive in this game. We've got implementing new scope capabilities, working on wash eye mechanic. Now this is also in the game as well, so I'll go through this at the end of the video also with the wristwatch alarm feature. Adjusting server settings, working on the chat refractor, and working on rest in vehicles functionality. Again, another feature that is in the game now, and I will go through it soon. Moving on to level design, we've got again a lot of bug fixing going on. Adjusting loot spawners and working on abandoned bunkers. So this is one we should see soon. They have said that 0.9 is closer than we think, and I'm still going to say that it's going to be an October update for us. Now, art team, we've got working on the new trailer. So they're already working on the new trailer for 0.9, which tells me it's relatively close. You know, it's not going to be 6-12 months off. Working on new male models also. This should come in with 0.9. Hopefully we'll see the M249 with 0.9 also. They're working on a crafting UI redesign. I'm assuming this will come into effect when they do the whole crafting rework, which will be lovely. And then they are working on new cooking items also. So we're going to get even more food items and lovely things to be able to cook. They're adjusting vehicles for the modular system, so more vehicles should come back to us soon with that damage. Hopefully the damage is done for them. They now need to adjust them, and then hopefully we'll see that aeroplane come back over the next few weeks. They're also adjusting clothing for new male models and a lot of bug fixing. Again, I think every team is going to be full of bug fixing at the moment, but I'm all for it because it just means that they're getting the job done. Now, moving on to sound. Not much going on for the sound team this week, but again, a lot of bug fixing. So it's good to see that people are on that, and they do have people working on fixing problems that are currently with the game. So if we move on to QA CM, we've got hunting abandoned cheaters, ban appeals, Steam general discussion and bug reports, performance benchmark and optimization testing, testing of upcoming features and various bug reports. So again, this doesn't change much from week to week, but it's nice to see that they are testing those upcoming features still and going through various bug reports. Steam general discussions as well. If you've got any ideas, got any bugs, you can go over to Steam, put it in there. You can also put it over on the Discord if you wish. Moving on to design team, they are working on new game design documents, working on new tutorials, which is a nice one. I'm looking forward to see what they do with that, and adjusting server settings and also adjusting item spawn perimeters. Okay, so dev update was a little bit short this week, but I think a lot of this is going to be due to them doing quite a few bug fixes and alike. Okay, so move on to the patch that we got as well a few days after. Okay, so there's a few things that I just want to point out. There's quite a lot to this, but the main things in my eyes are single player. You can now heal wounds. So if you were taking a break from Scum because of this bug, you can now come back as a solo player, single player, and play again. That bug is now fixed. So that was a massive one, especially for single player players. But glad they got that fixed pretty quick. Now, talking about wounds, they have now sorted out vodka, so you can now disinfect rags with vodka to make aseptic rags. Okay, I did create a video last week saying that you could do it, and then there was a bug with vodka that then wouldn't allow you to do it a few days later. So that's now been sorted again, so lovely there. Fix the issue where generators would not turn off when placed in chests, so they should automatically turn off now when you put them in a chest. Generally I turn them off anyway before I do, but if you're the sort of player that just drops and drags them, then they should turn off now for you. Fix the issue where fireplaces would become unusable if players moved away from them. Okay, we've got another big bug here, which was you could not use other containers such as gasoline canisters filled with water for cooking. That's now been sorted. And you could not maintain fire rings, and that's now been sorted as well. So there's a few more in here, but I think these are the more sort of prevalent ones. And the main one here, I think for a lot of people, is potential fix for the server temporarily unavailable issue. Now, I only generally play on one PvP server at the moment, just because I'm doing the series and stuff on it. So I haven't experienced this issue myself, but I know a lot of people have been. I've been seeing a lot of it on the forums, especially over on Discord and stuff like that, and on Steam. So it's good to see that they have a potential fix for that. The other one, which was a bit of a weird one, I hadn't noticed it myself, but they fixed an issue where characters would lose skill levels and experience. So other than that, that is pretty much it for bug fixes. So quality of life additions, we've got rebalanced hand abrasions gain, adjusted suicide puppet beeps audio volume, adjusted sentry walking speed, you can now no longer sell vehicles when other players occupy them, added wristwatch alarm functionality, again I'll show you that in a moment. Characters will no longer stagger forwards when hit with melee weapons, only backwards. Implemented chat spam protection, your character now rests when in vehicle and idle. Auto add item to inventory now properly rotates the item to find a suitable position for it. Now this is a big one, because it is so annoying trying to pick something up and find space for it, rather than just clicking on it and it going into your inventory. But now it does, so I'll show you that as well, an example of that. But absolutely love that quality of life addition right there. That is a massive one for me, because it just makes the process of things just speed up, and I'm all for that when it comes to Scum. So sentry bullets now have tracers. They've reduced the amount of fuel and battery charge vehicles can spawn with. You can now wash your eyes from tear gas effect, works with all water sources, does not work with water containers such as bottles. Increase the time standing torches and candles can burn with maximum fuel. Adjusted some bags and clothing items inventory capacity. Added fish skewer recipe. Your focus mode compass now spins around if you had disorientation body effect. Eating raw coca powder will now give you food repulsion. Fueling fire with multiple use items will now correctly use as much of the item as possible. And they've added the ability to use WASD keys to unlock dial locks. So what I'm going to do is go through the last little bit of this patch notes, and then I'm going to go and show you quite a few of these quality of life additions, because they are lovely. Admins now can destroy fortifications through interact menu. List squad members command now shows if members are online or not. Increase maximum character limit for welcome message and message of the day server setting to 128 characters. Set maximum values for all min purchased amount and max functional amount vehicle server settings to 128. Remove water periodic initial amount multiplier from in-game server settings. You can see player locations with the list players command now. List spawned vehicles true result now copies to clipboard as well. List players true result now copies to clipboard as well. You can now choose if you want to enable suicide to logs in kill logs, off by default. Return the fame gain multiplier server setting. Okay, so quite a few admin commands there that they've added. They have taken one away as well there, but some nice little additions. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on, and I'm going to show you some of these quality of life additions just so you can see them firsthand. Okay, so to start off with our first point. We've got our fire cooking. Come over here, press F to cook. We can now add skewers. We now have fish skewer. So all you need is a piece of fish, some salt, and some pepper. And just like that, you've now got a fish skewer. Okay. So as we see, we've got about 18 minutes left on these. But I need to go out and tend to the farm. But I don't want to have to keep running in and out, in and out, in and out. So what we do is you can hold F on here. After you've placed your food to cook, you'll then get these 4 options. So a minute before, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. Okay. So I'm only going to be outside. So a minute before is absolutely fine. All right. Oh, and as you can see, we have a nice little alarm that goes off, and then a nice little reminder in the bottom left as well. It says cooking reminder, fish skewer. Now obviously, pick up your watch and have a look. There it is. So we should get more functions to this watch as time goes on. Alright then, so on to our next point. What we're going to do is pick one of these up. And then we're just going to throw this on the floor. So with tear gas, as you know, you're going to get very bad effects from it. Especially from your eyes, blurred vision, disorientation, this sort of thing. As you can see, I already can't sprint. And I'm getting a bit wobbly. Now, they did add the wash eyes functionality. Body of water, just come down to it. Hold F and wash eyes. As you can see, takes that effect away. Okay, it's not fully gone, but it is near enough gone. As you can see, the top corners is still a little bit there. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there or not, but if we wash our eyes again, it may help just clear that up a bit more. It is going eventually, so I think you only need to do it once. Twice may help. Again, it depends on, I guess, how far your symptoms are. So it helps though. Again, you need to be by a body of water of some sort. You can't use a water bottle to be able to do this. Okay. As you can see, it doesn't give me an option to wash eyes. But if I go down to here and hold F, it does. Alright. So just another little function there, quality of life, just to help you with that tear gas. If you don't have a gas mask with you, if you get caught in one. Alright. Another one I'm going to go through with you quickly is item spacing. Now, as you can see with the sporran bag, they have increased it back up to 3x3. Okay, they did take one line off, so it was an odd number, and it was annoying as hell, but I'm glad they brought this back to a 3x3 now. If you look at, obviously, one of these, they're back to a 2x2. So, grab a sporran bag if you can, but obviously this is being increased slightly again. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't had a look at backpacks yet or a hiking bag, etc. I'm not sure if they've increased these or taken them down slightly, but I'm going to have to look at a later date. I just did notice with the sporran bag just now that it is increased slightly. Okay, so another one that we have is dial locks. So if we set combination, as you can see, we now have WASD to be able to control this. As you can see, pushing D, W, go along, W again, go along. So now it just makes it a lot easier to be able to go through these combinations, I feel, rather than doing this with the mouse, you know. So yeah. Anyway, just another little quality of life thing. It just makes things a little bit easier for you when you're trying to go through these locks rather than having to, you know, do this with the mouse wheel and the mouse. Alright. Lovely jubbly. Okay, and obviously, last but not least, wait. Wait, what did I just do with that, mate? I just drop it on the floor. Yeah, it did. I ran away then, fully expecting that to explode. I thought I just pulled the pin and dropped it. Anyway. Throw this over here. There we go. Gave ourselves a little injury. And then we're going to our health. As we can see, we can now treat ourselves. Yeah, I'm in a single player game at the moment. So, as you can see, if you are a solo player and like playing single player, get back into it. Lovely, jubbly. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. Alright, so some great quality of life changes here. Again, there's a few more that I haven't shown firsthand, but I think these are sort of the more prevalent ones to be shown. Okay, so if there's any questions you've got for me, please don't hesitate to comment down below and ask away. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's much appreciated. If you did enjoy the video, give it a like, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads and the latest Scum news. Stay safe. Until the next one. See ya.